Well, hello everybody. Pastor Randy here. Welcome to Making It Simple. Great to be with you on this beautiful Friday. Had a little details on some things I had to deal with yesterday, so I wasn't able to join you. But today we're back looking at come and get out of the boat. Now, I've been thinking and kind of pondering some things before I sat down to record this. We're talking about exercising our faith. This was the moment. This is the illustration we can use. This was the event, if you will. Peter walking on the water. But it's so much broader than that. It's so much more than just that one miraculous moment, because it is an invitation to each of us to exercise our faith, especially for all of those who claim to have a faith. This challenge to come. This challenge is for us to do better, to do more, to accept his invitation and put our faith in action. Because see, Peter, as he's standing in the water, or standing in the boat, forgive me, he's looking at Jesus and he's in essence saying, I want to be with you. I want to be where you are. I want to do what you're doing. And the response of the Lord to that was, then come on. Isn't that what he's saying to us today? We're fighting life every step of the way, friends. I mean, I sometimes get overwhelmed with things. We all do. But I see so many today that basically have given up. You know, there's no hope. There's nothing better. There's no light. There's no end to this struggle. And it just goes on and on. And I don't say that to denigrate anyone. I realize the battle, it's difficult because it's real. See, this is not a phony, made up, scripted, some kind of foolishness that somebody came up with. Life is real. And sometimes it hurts. But when we've come to a place to where we profess, confess, embrace, all those different words, a faith, in particular a faith in Christ, the one who is the creator of all, the one who is the worker of miracles, the one who is the sustainer of our life, because he gave us this life and it abundantly. Do we trust him? That's really what it comes down to, friends. I mean, there's really no other way. Jesus told Peter, he said, come. Now, what was he being invited to at that moment? See, because Peter was struggling with a lot of things in his life. He had seen all these incredible miracles, but he was wrestling with his own issues. Aren't we all? I get that from a pastoral aspect. You want to be there for everyone. You want to do as much as you can to possibly help everyone else. While in the midst of that, not many people realize we're carrying some burdens too. Life is real for us too. Family problems, financial problems, emotional problems, those are real. This is where Peter's at. They've been out, they've been ministering, they've been helping. Peter's got his own issues. He wants to believe, but he's having a moment. Jesus said to him, come. But this wasn't just, walk across the street to the gazebo and sit on the bench. This was not, let's take a ride to town and talk about stuff. This was an invitation in that moment to do the impossible. I want you to think about that for a minute. Many have told themselves, I can't do this or that. Many struggle with that because someone has either planted that seed of doubt in your ear, or you've just come to that place of realization, I can't do it, and I give up. Peter is looking at his surroundings. They're in the middle of the water, the sea, the lake, whatever it was. This was impossible from a physical standpoint, from a logical standpoint. This was not reality. But Jesus was saying, if you really believe, if you truly believe that I am the Christ, that I am the Messiah, I am the one that you say that I proclaim to be, if you truly believe that all things are possible through me, then here's your chance to show that. Here's your chance to do what I've said that you could do. Here's your chance for you to see I've not lied to you, but you have to get out of the boat. So in essence, what he's saying is, I'm here. The opportunity is before you, but I'm not going to make you do it. In other words, I'm not going to walk over to the bow of the boat. I'm not going to reach in and get your hand and walk you out. No, if you want to come to me, here's how you do it. This challenge, it remains in place right now, friends, right now. It is so real for every believer today because we're constantly, every day, we are constantly facing challenges that, if we're honest, it puts our faith to the test. And sometimes that's hard. So what we have to answer is this question. Am I going to please God, or am I going to please the world around me? You see, adventure is a pretty normal part of life. We all have been on one. We want to go on one. We enjoy those. And it could be all kinds of different things. It could simply be traveling somewhere. It could be climbing a mountain. It could be scuba diving, skydiving, whatever. It could be all these different things. Most people enjoy that. Peter, we have to understand in this moment, Peter understood the sea. He got that. He was a fisherman. He knew what it was. But he also knew that water wasn't generally where you would walk. In fact, it wasn't where you would walk at all. But here's Jesus. And he's saying to him, come to me. And he's saying that while he's standing on the water. In other words, what he's saying through his action, not his words, through his action is, hey, this is possible. You see me doing it. Think about that for a minute. Whatever challenge you're facing today, whatever difficulty you're facing today, look at who's standing before you, because he says, follow me, so therefore he has to be in front of you. And he's saying, come on. We can do this. Jesus is standing on the water. He's not on the bow of the boat. He's not on the shore. He's on the water. Our mind, our logic, our reasoning is all saying, well, that's not possible. However, as Peter saw, and as we can see through this story and through the confines of our mind, well, it is possible because he's doing it. Some would argue, okay, Jesus is God, so he can do anything. But he created us in his image. Therefore, if he commands that we can do this, that, or the other, guess what? We can. The only one telling us no is the person looking at you in the mirror. Peter, we read, gets out of the boat, and he immediately finds out something. Jesus is Lord of all, including the sea. Think about that for a minute, friends. With him, nothing is impossible. This message is for someone today. Maybe you haven't followed this whole series. Maybe you haven't listened to Come and Get Out of the Boat. This is the 4th part today. I want to encourage you to go back and start from the intro all the way up to now. Look at how this story, when dissected, it is more than just that one moment miracle. It is more than that one moment supernatural event. This is talking about changing our life in the way that we operate. Nothing is impossible with him, not even walking on the water. So why do we keep telling ourselves? Why do we keep living under the basket? Why do we keep telling ourselves, oh, I could never do that? Because God didn't say that. God didn't say that at all. We can tell ourselves, I can't do this, I can't do that, and the list could be endless. with all the different things that we tell ourselves we can't do. We're not talking about the ridiculous. We're not talking about going to the corner of your house and lifting it up, or we're not talking about flying if you jumped off the roof. We're not talking about things that are not logical. This was a supernatural moment. That was a testing of faith. Could it happen again? Absolutely. I believe that with all my heart. There is nothing that God did that he could not replicate, that it couldn't be done again. But what I'm speaking of is the testing and the walking out of our faith. It's time to exercise it, friends. It's time to get out of the boat. I was thinking maybe we would finish this today, but I've broken this up into a little bit smaller sections because there's so much depth here that I want to be able to give it a pause so that we can think. So I'm going to end on that. We need to start trusting God. We need to start trusting God, and we need to stop letting the world tell us no. Make him Lord of your life. Live by the principle, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Even if God calls me to walk on water. Exercising our faith. Come and get out of the boat. We'll wrap this up on Monday. God bless you. Have a great weekend. And Lord willing, we'll see you Monday. Have a good one.